Welcome to Secure Management Faculties, where your mind is key before you unlock what is seen. Secure Agent Dreyfus. Usual standards below. Sell your guns tab. Follow the link. Sell your firearm. Get that extra currency. Hit the establish contact tab through securemanagementfaculties.com. Send me a message, and I'll respond when promptly able to do so. Also, the Secure Management Faculties cash tag is below. Don't send unless it's for a reason. Let's get into week word 6. Let's start by giving a descriptive outline of what you're seeing in front of you in display. Over to your right hand side, you'll see the encapsulated definition of declaration inside of a spear and two other supporting small spears in the search depiction. Over to your left hand side, you will see the magnified definition displayed in the Secure Management Faculties theme. And now we can begin. So, declaration. Declaration is a formal, explicit statement or announcement. Again, declaration is a formal or explicit statement or announcement. Now, in particular, we're going to be acknowledging a formal or informal explicit statement or announcement. So this whole definition has no problem. But one thing that I consider is missing is the informal, because it doesn't have to be formal, but it can be an informal, explicit statement. And so this is going to be real simple, probably the shortest week word, and it's going to be encapsulating my experience as far as what I've been going through this phase of the week word of the maintenance period. And you know, if anything, me going through what I was going through, or what I am currently going through in this stage, is actually befitting of the maintenance period, right? Hence, speaking about the last content that I released on the week word number 5. But we're on week word 6, and we're going to be talking about declaration, and we're also going to be talking about what formal explicit statement you need to say inwardly and outwardly, and which one is more important. So when you're making this formal or informal explicit statement to yourself, I consider these things to be thresholds, right? You can think of them as breaking points, goal accomplishments. You can also think of them as the finish line, if you will. But as life is, you'll find that life is many races that is one race. You have multiple finish lines, and you have multiple thresholds, and you'll have multiple times of different breaking points. I want to acknowledge that breaking points do not mean necessarily negative, but breaking points could also mean the breaking point in which you reach a certain potential, a certain realization, and or a certain clarification of a realization that you had pending. What I mean by that in pending is that you may have put things in place for certain things to develop. And then after the development of that, just because you're a good verbatim process, patient waiting person, you waited for that clarification to come to its fruition, to be responsible and disciplined in the encapsulation of the final result due to the cause and effect. And what I mean by that is, let's take a quick example that we all can think of. Think of a butterfly effect, where it starts off from, and not speaking of the construct version, but the actual process. The butterfly starts off what? Caterpillar, then it goes into a chrysalis state, and then after that it emerges as a butterfly. The responsibility of this watching of that declaration period before it is announced is waiting into that crystallification of the actual form of the butterfly to be finished, right? It's not saying, oh, well, I know what's going to happen next, right? And so, like, some things like that require that type of hold to that form of declaration within oneself and also outwardly. But I digress. The point is, be that form of declaration within yourself, in that honesty to knowing exactly what is around you in the context of what it is you need to be declaratory, if you will, about. Be in that sense of what it means to understand that these declarations are needed. Specifically, the declarations within yourself. Declarations on the outside are nothing merely but an after effect. And you could take that as an opinion from me. But the declaration that truly counts is the declaration that you form in yourself. The finish line, the boundary, the encapsulating point of the spillover. Make sure when you come to these declarations, you're not only being patient to wait for the emergence of the butterfly effect to happen after the caterpillar and chrysalis stage is over, for just the sake of being disciplined, but come to a point of understanding within yourself that when you're being in a form of declaration, you're coming to an encapsulation point of gathered knowing and feeling information in context to the point of what you've been through and why you've been through it. Anyone can make a false-faced declaration, and a false-faced declaration can be impulsive. Let me remind you of what a false-faced declaration can be and how impulsive can be. Every year, when the new year comes around, everybody has a New Year's resolution. And that New Year's resolution is, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And whatever details you want to fill into that line, they set them goals out. But half of those goals are set through the enamored propulsion of the boost of stimuli of everyone else doing it, and the goals being set when they're at their most non-challenged state. And their non-challenged state is food on the table, everybody surrounded them, and everything that they could possibly imagine in their most perfect setting that will promote them to be propelled forward. But after the juice is gone, after the endorphins is gone, after the visual voice and people are gone, what is it that you're going to be doing for your declaration? So be in declaration when there's nothing but decimation. And then when that support and all those extra additional things come up, the endorphins, the people and things of that nature, you are self-sufficient to the fact of which you were declaratory about, if you will. And you're living as and existing as pure declaration. All right, secure mental faculties, where your mind is key, before you unlock what it sees. Secure Agent Dreyfuse. I appreciate everybody tuning in for the week word 6, whether if it's many people or not, it doesn't matter. Appreciate you coming through. Again, Sell Your Guns tab below, website below. Hit the established contact tag. If you send any type of support, send for a reason through the cash tab. Once again, see you, hear you, appreciate you, and until the next upload.